Hello everyone, Parallel here, and welcome to Star Trek Online. I am very excited to be embarking on a new adventure today, because in this video I will be taking a look at the new featured episode, Stormbound. This episode just came out yesterday, and I'm looking forward to playing this very much. And let's bring it up here. Here is the new featured episode, Stormbound. And this one is coming just recently after the previous episode, which was Sunrise. And this is kind of starting a new story arc. And it's been taking a different route than the previous Iconian story arc. So it's been a little bit refreshing and interesting, and I liked the previous mission's Sunrise. So I am, I'm very excited to be playing this featured episode now. Before I jump into this episode, there are a few things I want to go over first, because just recently, in a recent patch, Cryptic has changed the trait system, so I'll be using all different ground traits in this mission. Honestly, for the first time, I honestly don't use ground traits, or previous to the patch, I didn't use ground traits at all because it was too much of a pain to slot them out and to take out your space traits and then slot in all the ground traits. So I honestly never did it. But this will be the first mission that I've done with the new trait system, so I wanted to go through what traits I'll be using on my character. And there are a few other items that I wanted to showcase also in this mission, because I will be using a new kit module from the Terran Reputation. I will also be using the Agony rifle from the Mirror Universe event that is going on right now. And also, I will be using the Leeta photonic bridge officer that was given away as part of the charity event that also recently took place. So those are the things I'll be using in the mission. I just wanted to quickly go through this before we get started. I am here on my Federation Science character, join Trill. And you can see here the items that I will be using. I'm using basically the Iconian 3-piece. So I've got the Iconian armor, personal shield, and the pulse wave assault. And then of course, for my primary weapon, I will be testing out the new Agony rifle. I just finished this up earlier today. I have not used it at all, so I don't know how well it performs. I did upgrade it to Mark 14, but I did not upgrade it to a rare quality yet, so it's still or ultra rare, so it's still just a rare quality. For my kit modules, I will be using, so I have here endothermic induction field from the winter event. I've got seismic agitation field from the summer event. I kind of like the combination of these two. It's a very good, it gives you a nice field of crowd control and a decent amount of damage as well and knockdown. I'm also using the crystalline spike from the last crystalline entity event. I am still using a medical tricorder. I do like this ability a lot, and you can see I also have the 20% chance to gain temporary hit points doff in there slotted for my ground doffs. So I really do like this ability, and plus it gives you damage resistance, gives you hit points. It's just a fantastic ability, pretty much a staple of the science character. And here I have the new module that I will be trying out. This one is from the Terran Reputation. It is Metaphasic Rejuvenation. Basically, it's a targeted AoE heal and revive. That's kind of neat. And I guess I don't know if it'll be functional on your bridge officers or it's only other players. It says allies, so I guess it should work on bridge officers. If that does come to pass, I will give it a try during the mission to see if it does revive bridge officers. But it does give you a nice, whoops, let me mouse back over it here. Yes, it does give you a nice heal over time for 15 seconds. And it revives nearby unconscious allies with 25% health. Revived allies are immune to all damage for 2 seconds, and they are disabled for 3 seconds. Okay. But I do want to give this a try because it is AoE, and I do sometimes like to use the triage ability, which is also an AoE heal, but this one looks like it should have more utility because it's also a revive. And yeah, so I wanted to give that a try on this mission. And as I also mentioned, I will be using Leeta, the Hollow Leeta bridge officer that was part of the recent charity giveaway. She is a tactical officer with intelligence, and you can see here the gear I have on her. I have the counter command set on here that I don't really use on my main anymore because I have the Iconian set. And if you don't know what her traits are, here you can see them here. She comes with acute senses, creative, superior luck, which is really nice, 4.5% crit chance, very, very good, and superior photonic life form, which gives you a nice bunch of resistances, although it does reduce your resistance to Tetrion. But also another very good ability. So she is a pretty good bridge officer, honestly, for ground anyway. All these are ground abilities. She's not doesn't have any space abilities. All right, but one thing I also wanted to show here was the new trait system, and as I mentioned, now I'm very eager to try this out because I actually haven't tried a ground mission yet with the new trait system now that it's separated space traits from ground traits. It makes it very easy to slot up your entire array of traits for both map types, and then you don't have to switch between them. It'll just do it for you. It's just a fantastic change in the recent patch. You can see here what I have in my ground build. I am a joint trill, so a lot of my traits are based on my race. The joint trill on ground also have an innate ability for bonus regeneration and resistance to toxic and radiation damage. The resistance to toxic is nice for like bug hunt. But I am also, you do have the racial traits that I have, or personal traits I have slotted here. I have Lucky, which is a 3% crit chance, which is, again, very good trait and more chance to expose as well. I'm also using Creative, which gives you bonus to damage on your kit powers and healing. Since I am a science character, I do actually use several kit powers here, like Endothermic Induction Field, which, it'll help the damage for that. I'm also using Penetrating Rounds. This is what you get from getting your ground weapon, research crafting skill up to rank 15. So you can see your ground weapons. Once you get this up to level 15, you will unlock the Penetrating Rounds, which gives you a 5% armor pen on ground combat. And I'm trying out some of the new traits here as well. I'm trying out Rifle Training, which gives you 5% to rifles to help out with the Agony rifle. And I'm also using Field Technician, which gives you a 10% recharge time on your kits. Since I'm a science character, I don't have that much recharge time reduction abilities, so I think this will be useful. I think for like tactical characters, you have enough, recharge reduction that you don't have to really worry about this. But as a science character, I think this might be useful. I want to test it out. I did also buy the Coalition Squad Tactics ground version of this. There's also a space trait for this, similar to this. This is from the recent lockbox, the Herald lockbox, and I actually purchased this a while ago. And it was really, really cheap. It might have gone up in price now that the trait system was changed, but you can see what it does. It gives you a bonus basically based on what players are in your party. So this is, I'm not sure if it actually counts teammates as bridge officers or only if you're in like an STF, but you can see here what it gives. It gives you shield regen for engineers, gives you healing received for science, and it gives you run speed and dodge for tactical. Pretty nifty little trait there. I'm also using a field researcher. This is a science-y trait that gives you plus 25 bonus damage versus targets that are affected by control or debuffs. So I'm hoping that it actually works with tricorder scan, one of the better science ground powers. And if it does work with that, that would be a pretty fantastic combo, honestly. And I'm wondering if it also even works with like endothermic induction field, because that puts a slow debuff on everybody. If that counts as a debuff and triggers this, that could be very good. I also have up close and personal. This is the ground version of point blank shot. Basically, when you're up close to the target, you get a bonus damage. And for defensive ability, I've just slotted in peak health for the toxic and max hit point buff. There are some other decent defensive abilities out there that I may also play around with. But that one seemed like a decent one, just flat out buffed hit points and toxic damage resist. So pretty good. So that's what I mostly wanted to cover. I am also, just so you can quickly see what I'm using for my space combat here, I will be using the Ferengi Nandi Warship. I'm using kind of a science-y build. It's not an exotic damage build. It's more of a, I guess it's more of a beam skort build with a science flavor to it, particularly using greedy emitters with tachyon beam to keep the weapon drain of my, or the power drain of my weapons down to a minimum. So this is a beam skort build, and I am using advanced pedal to the metal, which I recently unlocked this trait. That's kind of why I wanted to try a beam skort build on this character, which basically gives you, a big damage bonus if you stay at full throttle. So that's kind of how I plan to play this character. So sorry if that took too long. I did want to quickly go through that because there were so many changes recently to how traits worked. A bunch of new things coming out with the Agony rifle, the new Terran reputation kit powers. And here I can activate it here. Here is the metaphasic rejuvenation. You can see what it looks like there. It's pretty cool. It's got a, looks like a 1 minute cooldown, which isn't too bad for an AoE. And I'm actually coming to you from the bridge of the Nandi Warship, and you can see here this is the, I believe this is the updated Leeta model, is it not? For Hollow Leeta. One of the cool features of the Ferengi Nandi Warship. Yeah. One of the cool things is you do get a Dabo table on the Ferengi Nandi. You get your, also a trader here. It gives you DOF missions. You've got your mail, and you've got your bank and exchange. So very, very cool thing about Ferengi ships is that you get the bank and exchange. It's a pretty nicely self-contained bridge that you can access all of the amenities that you could possibly ever want. All right, so enough of that. Let's get going on the featured episode because I really want to jump into this. I've been looking forward to it. One last thing here, just to show you, I am going to be running this on advanced difficulty, just because I want a little bit of a challenge, and yeah, basically. Yeah, normal is just a little bit too easy, so I do like just a little bit of challenge with advanced. All right, so let's go jump in here, Stormbound. Let's see what it says here. It says our intelligence indicates that increased Tholian activity in the Nakul system. Caldano believes that they are trying to interfere with the Nakul, with the Tox Utad. That's a lot of with the in that sentence. Check back each week as new rewards are unlocked for this featured episode. So at the end, after I complete the episode, I will claim one of those rewards and we'll take a look at it and see what the set bonuses are and the stats. Okay, that's basically the same thing. But yeah, you can see here the rewards. For this week, the first week that this episode is out, this is what you can claim, the Quantum Phase Deflector. There are stats there, but like I said, I will take a look at this more in detail once I finish the mission, because after I claim it, I will be able to get info on the item and see what these set bonuses are.
Okay, so that initial part was not voice acted. That's a little bit odd. It seems like they usually do voice act that, but yeah, I'm very curious to see where this episode goes. If it picks up right where the last one left off, with the, you know, now that the Tholians have the Toxu Tat and are up to all kinds of shenanigans. Yeah, we'll have to see where it goes from here. But yeah, I think I will just take the quick route here and transwarp right to the featured episode. Which is one of the things I've always loved about featured episodes. It's a free transwarp with no cooldown. And where does this one drop you off? Right here in the cool system, pretty close to the Deep Space Nine, and right close to the Badlands, actually. That's pretty nice. So if you are, you know, doing the Badlands battle zone to farm up your Terran reputation, you know, for the next 3 weeks, you've got a free transwarp that drops you off right nice and close to it. Alrighty, let's close out here and let's begin Stormbound.
Good to see you again. Thank you for responding to my message so quickly. The Tholians have the quantum phase inhibitor. I've tracked their ship to this system, and I'm detecting some telltale quantum fluctuations within the star. They're trying to use the device. We need to stop them and recover the device. First, however, we need to help the Nakul. At this point in their history, they're not prepared to repel a Tholian attack.
So yes, it apparently picks up right where the last one left off. The Tholians stole the Toxu Tat from Caldano, and they're already trying to use it. I guess they don't waste any time. And you can see there's Caldano's little ship right there. Very cool. Alright, so let's go. Agreed. Set a course for the lead Tholian vessel. The Nakul are hailing us, sir. Shall I put them on the view screen? On screen?
Unidentified vessel. You have entered our space without authorization. If you are an ally of the Tholians, leave now. We have done nothing to provoke their attacks, but we will defend ourselves.
We will render any assistance we can. What do you need?
Thank you. My people have few warships. Any assistance you could provide against the Tholians would be appreciated.
So they have warships. I guess they're a warp-capable species then. Consider it done. Not a problem. So let's go up to full throttle here. And as you can see, once you're at full throttle, your approved pedal to the metal starts stacking up. And let's go to town on some Tholian ships here. Haha, you missed me with your web. The nice thing about a beam escort is that you are always at full throttle and you are always on the move. Whoops. No, where did the dialogue go? I was gonna say, that came awful fast. I wasn't even out of combat yet. Alright, so let's answer the hail.
We appreciate your assistance. It is not often that we encounter a species willing to risk their lives for another. We are still detecting Tholian ships near our star, as well as some unusual quantum fluctuations. It's as if the star's nuclear fusion is decaying at an increased rate.
Yes, that would be the Toxu Tat. Yes, they stole a device from us that interferes with the fusion process in the sun.
So this is your fault? Why would you make such a terrible thing? You caused this problem. I expect you to fix it, or we will hold you and your people responsible for the consequences.
Yeah, he's pretty quick-tempered there. Caldano created this device in the future. The Tholians stole it from him. We're just trying to set things right. Yeah, he's from the future. Hopefully these people know about time travel, or I just sounded completely crazy saying this.
I never should have made that device. I was only focused on the idea, on whether it was possible. I didn't stop to think of all the harm it could do in the wrong hands. We have to stop the Tholians before they shut down the star's fusion. If that happens, the effect on this system will be devastating. The Nakul will lose their home, and life will probably never develop here again.
All right, Helm laying a course for the star, full impulse. Is there a way to stop a Toxutat? How do you... In the last episode, we had to use the Toxutat to get the star going again. But now we don't even have it.
The Tholian ship has the quantum phase inhibitor. They're going to use it on the star. We have to stop them. Board that vessel and get it back.
Board that vessel, huh? Okay. Lots of mesh weavers. Let's see how they like it. Gravity well. And a science fleet. And sensor scan, a lot of them. So far, so good. The Nandi is such a great ship.
They might have traced me to this time. We will have to go further into the past to hide the quantum phase inhibitor.
Yeah, okay. We gotta get it back first, I'm assuming. But yeah, the Nandi is just fantastic. What a great, great ship. I mean, it's basically built as a beam escort. I mean, unlike most escorts, it's really more of a destroyer.
Back from them in the first place.
Ah, you wasted with your web again. Oh crap. More coming in. Got a recluse here. Let's put some Iconian probes on. Oh crap, they're using the Toxutat. I don't know if someone was supposed to say that. What the? Terrans? Uh-oh. What's going on? They opened up a rift? Disable the Tholian flagship, so they must be the one using the Toxutat. But yeah, as I was saying, the Nandi is such a great ship. I mean, it's just basically, it is made to be a... made to be a beam escort with the, you know, the 4-4 configuration makes it almost like a cruiser, but it's still fast and maneuverable like an escort. It's just, yeah, I still love this ship. And it's kind of has a science-y flavor, so I like to use it on my science character. Because it does have a lieutenant commander science. You can use the Gravwell, and has the, you know, the greedy emitters, which goes great with tachyon beam. So good stuff. All right, the Tholian ship is disabled, and sensors confirm that the Toxutat is aboard, but they just used it on the star. I mean, can you stop it once it's already started to, you know, inhibit the star? I don't know. Let's see, we can get a lock on it though. No, we can't get a lock on it though. Too much interference. Recommend that we send an away team in a shuttle to board the ship and retrieve the device. In a shuttle, huh? So what, you can't even... too much interference for even transporters, I guess. All right, signal Caldano to join us. Ooh, Caldano's going to join us. Maybe he has some cool futuristic weapons. And we'll prepare to go to the shuttle bay and prepare for launch. All right, and there we go. You can see I am using Mirror Leeta here. And let me make sure... Whoops. So I'm going to swap out a couple abilities. I actually want...
That's not the ability I wanted, honestly. Whoops, I forgot to... I want battle strategies there. I do want target optics. I guess I'll have to stick with this for now. I forgot I wanted to give her a photon grenade 3. Totally forgot to do that. But I do actually like photonic decoy. It's a nice little ability. In fact, I don't know if I need 2 of them. I could swap... Oh, that's all I got there. Okay, so I'll have 2 photonic decoys. Should work out. And I did want to have a photon grenade in there. But so I'll be using Mirror Leeta there as my TAC officer. And I do use the Kobali engineer because she has awesome command abilities, which are fantastic on the ground. And my science character and another engineer that's intelligence. Okay, looks like no voice acting here, so I will just read it. We've docked with the Tholian ship. The good news is that my scans indicate the quantum phase inhibitor is on the bridge. All we need to do is get it. The bad news is the Tholians know we're here. They're not going to give up without a fight. Of course not.
The Tholians come from an environment that is extremely hazardous to most humanoids. You and your team will need environmental suits to survive.
Oh, crap. That's not good. I hope I brought mine. Understood, thank you. Don't forget to equip and activate EV suits before you board the Tholian ship. Thank you, Hollow Leeta. Whoa, they're all in a little jumbled group over here. Good, I do have my environment suits. Is this... Ooh, they actually give you some. Whoa, okay, I'm curious, what did they give us here? Okay, they give you the absolute crappiest environment suits. Yeah. So I will actually be using, I guess I'll use the Solanae on my main. I'm a little bit disappointed because now I'll lose my Iconian 3-piece, which I really, really, really like. And for my other bridge officers here, I have the Nukara suits. Yep. And before I head out, I did actually want to show, I guess I haven't showed the visuals of the, whoops, let's pull out my, let's see if I can get a better view of it here in the light. There is the Agony rifle. I guess it's not the best view. Kind of an interesting, here, let me turn off the UI for a second. It's an interesting looking gun. It looks more like a little, sort of a pointed phaser rifle here with a little odd handle. Almost looks like a 50s ray gun or something. Yep, so there's the visuals. Let's see how it actually performs now. The secondary fire on this looks very odd, and I'm curious to see how it actually works, but apparently it's a hold, but that also puts the target out of phase, so they're immune to other damage. So it's kind of like a crowd control, but it makes them immune to all damage, except the damage apparently it does itself, because it says it does physical damage per second, ignoring shields while the stun lasts. So I'm very curious to see how that works. The regular fire is just phaser damage, and a 20% chance to proc a physical damage that ignores shields. So kind of a cool proc for the primary fire. Is the secondary fire? I guess this wouldn't be it's not an expose or a exploit attack. Which is kind of odd. I guess since it makes them immune to other damage, you couldn't expose them. Alright, but we all got our suits on. Let me activate my suit. There we go.
let's head into the Tholian ship. This is pretty cool. Have we... Whoa, hey there. Here, have some of this. Have some of this. So you see there the beam of the Agony rifle. It does look like just a regular phaser beam, as far as like the energy color goes. Okay, let's use the secondary fire on this guy. Oh, there's secondary fire. See that? It puts like a little bubble around him. And does do damage. Not a whole lot of damage, honestly. But that's pretty cool. I would probably say be careful using it. Just because, well, there's a lot of dudes in here. Let's throw out the crystalline spike, get some aggro. I love that endothermic field, man. It freezes them, it slows them. Okay, who got knocked out? Where are you at? I'm going to try to use this. It worked! Haha! It revives bridge officers. Cool! Yeah, just be a little careful about using the... It is a nice crowd control ability. So I would say it'd be good for like solo missions, but if you're on an STF and you'd use that, that would be bad, just because your team will probably get mad at you for making an enemy immune when you could just kill it. Ooh, let's use my Nukara. Or, sorry, Dyson...
We have to be getting closer to the toxin dock. Stay alert.
Dyson Tribble. Where is Caldano? Oh, there he is. Ooh, he's got a fancy environment suit. Check that out. I like that. But yeah, as I was saying, have we ever been on a Tholian ship? I don't recall ever being on one before. I mean, you can get, you know, you can see the bridge of a Tholian ship with, where do I have to go? Are these doors? Oh, they are doors. You can see the bridge of a Tholian ship if you own, you know, like a Recluse, but, that doesn't open. But I don't know that I've ever recall actually doing like a mission in the, you know, the corridors of a Tholian ship. This is really cool. I like it. Oh, that looks like a... Oh, it's only a lieutenant. Okay. Let's use that. Let's get endothermic going. Crystalline spike on you guys. That is just a lot of AoE death right there. I like it. You got the crystal exploding. You've got earthquakes, blizzards. That's good. That's good space magic right there. That's why I love science characters on the ground.
The bridge should be just ahead.
Heading to the bridge. And there's no doubt in my mind that there will be a captain there. I think I am liking the little bit shorter cooldowns from the trait, just because science is you know, a very cooldown dependent. Ooh, there's the captain. Can I just clean out some of these ensigns here first? Oh, no, he's activated. Alright, get going on him. Let's definitely unload on this guy. Unload. Let's get a slow field going on him here. Put on our nanites. Sensor scan in there. I did get out of my field, but it didn't really slow him down too much. Not too bad at all.
Now
Polyalloy
we just
weave.
need to drop that force field. get the quantum phase inhibitor, and get off this ship before the rest of the Tholians get here to stop us.
Man, I want that spacesuit. That's pretty cool looking. It's a lot better looking than these huge bulky things you always got to wear for environment suits. Alright, so let's look around here. Is that the Toxutat's that crystal in there, huh? Yeah, I think that that's it. Drop the field to get the quantum phase inhibitor. Got it. Okay, lower force field. Is that it? That was too easy. No waves of enemies or anything? Okay. Retrieve Toxutat.
Finally, we have the quantum phase inhibitor. I brought this device through time to hide it from the Vorgons, but I never thought the Tholians would steal it. Now we need to hide it where it will be safe from both of them. Are you ready? This will be a longer trip than you're used to taking.
Uh-oh. There's something going through my mind here. Why do I get the feeling they're going to take it to Ryza? This is when they take... Oh, this has to be it. Because this has to be the tie-in to the TNG episode where Toxutat was found on Ryza. So, that is pretty awesome. Oh, this has got to be it. Let's see. Let's get to the ship.
Set a course for the Ryza system.
Haha, I knew it. What was that? Was that a what the heck? Is that a time warp from Caldano's ship? What was that? Cool effect, though. Never seen that effect. Oh no, server not responding. No, please. Don't do this to me. Come on, you can do it. Load. It's loading again. Yes. Ah, I'm lucky.
Ryza, early 22nd century. Even the tourists won't be in this region for a few years yet. No one will be looking for the quantum phase inhibitor here. Not now, anyway. Let's try that cave up ahead. It looks like a good spot.
Awesome. And I noticed it's raining. And... oh, wow, that is a heavy... holy cow, look at that rain.
Wow, rain on Ryza? I guess they haven't installed the weather control systems yet.
Hey, I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that. Look at this rain, because it doesn't rain on Ryza. Once they turned it into a tourist resort, they had the weather modified to be always, perfectly beautiful. That is a cool looking rain, though. That is heavy rain. Holy cow. But yeah, I shouldn't need my environment armor anymore here on Ryza, so let's go ahead and re-equip Iconian. I don't know if there's going to be any combat here or not, but let's go ahead and put back on armor and get rid of these environment suits. I don't know if you guys have seen this bug lately. I've had this where sometimes when you move items around, it will get stuck on your cursor. Anyone else experienced that? I'm curious. Leave a comment down below if you guys have seen that bug. This is pretty recent too. It's only since the patch. See how it sticks on my cursor, and I don't know how to get rid of it. But this is cool. I mean, can I look around? What's going on here? No. It looks like I'm just contained to this little area here. But man, that'd be cool to be able to explore pre-tourist Ryza. And yeah, this is so cool because this is exactly how this is exactly, you know, how it happened in the Next Generation episode where they found the Toxotat, is they was buried. Although I guess they didn't really say where it was buried, because
We have to hide the device very well. I can't afford to let it fall into the wrong hands again. And the Vorgons are very persistent.
yeah, and because in the actual episode when they were digging for it, the way it worked out is that Vash, one of the characters in that episode, had already dug up the Toxotat before Picard had even arrived on Risa. So I guess it probably was in that cave, but maybe just Vash had already been there and dug it up. But that's very cool. And the Vorgons that he's mentioning were also in that TNG episode, because they were trying to find the Toxotat. They were posing as basically security officers from the future, and they were trying to locate the Toxotat, but they were really just, you know, thieves. And I don't know that their motives were ever really explained as to why they wanted it. It looks like there's a bunch of little... Bury the Toxotat. What's this? Can you choose where to bury it? Well, I'm going to bury it. Ooh, it's pretty... This cave is awesome. I like it. Again, the environment artists have done a very nice job. So let's see. I don't know if it matters, but how about this one right here?
No, that's too obvious. Anyone could find it there.
Okay. How about this one? This one looks even more obvious to me.
That's better, but I still think it would be too easy to find.
Why do I get the feeling that it's going to just make me do this 3 times until he finally says, yeah, that's good.
That's it. Someone will find it in a few hundred years, but that's a different story for a different captain. Let's get back to your time. We need to check on the Nakul.
Yup. Yeah, that would be the tie into TNG. Very cool. Very cool. I like it. All right, well, let's go ahead and beam up here. Is that it for the mission? There's got to be more. So they're going to go
Setting
back.
course for 2410.
Yep. Okay. So just a quick jaunt to the past to hide the Toxotat.
We need to get back to the Nakul.
Space warp right to a transwarp. Time warp to transwarp. Okay. Okay, sir, we've arrived back in the Nakul system in the present, and Caldano has launched his ship. The Tholians are hailing us. I see some Tholians hanging around.
Return the Toxotat, and we will let you live.
Yeah, too late, Tholian. We no longer have the device. We've hidden it where you will never find it. Probably not happy about that. Let's see, we got mesh weavers going on here. What the? Mayday, my temporal... Shoot, I missed it. His temporal something was damaged. What happened to...
This is Captain Walker of the USS Pasta.
Uh-oh. We are responding to a temporal distress call. That's not good. What the? Martholians? Got a Reckless in here. I'm going to bring in my photonic fleet. Let's get some Iconian probes on them. So that's a Wells. So that's from the...
What happened to our son? What did you do?
We were unable to stop the Tholians, but we were able to retrieve the Toxotet and hide it where nobody can find it.
I'm sure that will be a great comfort to our citizens as they freeze to death.
Wow, so I guess they did inhibit the star. Is the star even visible? Is that it? That's not good. We'll do whatever we can to assist you.
You've done quite enough. Leave us alone. Time travelers and malcontents and Tholians. The whole lot of you can fall into a black hole. Now go. We have to figure out how to save our people. And then we'll take steps to protect ourselves. Time is a weapon, and it will never be turned against us again.
Let us know if you change your mind and want our help. Dude, you're going to want our help. What are you going to do with your entire civilization? You're going to need to be evacuated. You're going to need, like, ships. You're going to need everything.
This is Captain Benjamin Walker of the USS Postok. I'm responding to an emergency temporal transmission from these space-time coordinates, but we are no longer detecting the source of these transmissions. Did you lose a time traveler?
Yep, we did. Caldano's ship was damaged, and he fell through a temporal portal.
I think you better come aboard while we resolve this. Prepare for transport.
Beam to the past deck. Okay. Uh-oh. I knew this was going a little bit too smoothly. Something's going to go screwy with the timeline now that Caldano is missing, I get the feeling. Ooh, this is the Wells Bridge. Let's check this out. Are those the future Starfleet uniforms? It's a very cool bridge, though. What's over here? Nope, nothing. I can't go that way. Alright, let's talk to Captain Walker here.
Greetings. It's nice to see you again.
Again? We've never met before.
Not that you remember. We need to scan the continuum for Caldano. Would you care to assist me?
Of course. Scan for beacon. So, I'm trying to remember now. Did Caldano say when he was from? I want to say his ship looks even more advanced than like the Wells, so he might be even farther in the future than this time ship. All right, let's go ahead and scan. Ooh, it's one of these. Okay, scan.
Were you able to locate Caldano?
Yes, his ship is in the 22nd century, but these readings are strange.
Enter the temporal coordinates into the transporter.
Okay. Let's enter the temporal coordinates. What the heck? What's going on here? I thought we were gonna go to him. Like, apparently we just beamed him right directly here. And he's not looking so good. What the heck happened? No life signs. Oh, man. That's not good. What the heck happened?
What happened with Caldano?
He's dead. And it looks like he's been dead for centuries. Huh.
No, this was meant to happen. Caldano went further back into the past than you knew. The NX-01 Enterprise, captained by Jonathan Archer, found his ship in the 22nd century, and his chief engineer activated Caldano's emergency temporal circuit, which returned the ship to its last known time, this one. But by the time that happened, Caldano had been dead for centuries. The Tox Utat is safe. It was found in the mid-24th century by Captain Jean-Luc Picard, who destroyed it before it could be used to harm others.
And the Nakul? Is there anything we could do for them?
Altering the past causes ripples. The effects move through time, shifting everything they touch, and it may take eons for all of them to be seen. The Nakul will survive, although their homeworld will be lost. They will become time travelers themselves, and their actions in the temporal Cold War shaped the galaxy you now know. There are some things you shouldn't change, that you can't change.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All kinds of stuff is going on here. I admit I don't know a lot about the temporal Cold War. I really need to read up on that.
You could check Captain Archer's old logs for more information, but you will know all about it soon enough. You are entering a dangerous era in history. Time travel, like warp drive before it, will radically change your society. I'll see you again. We have a lot to do.
Stormbound complete. Okay. Interesting. I don't want to beam up just yet. I gotta think about this for a second. Holy cow, so just a ton of stuff just happened. So apparently he went way into the past, died a long time ago, and the original Enterprise found his ship and sent it back here. So the ship is back in this timeline somewhere? Where is it? And what I don't understand is, why did the temporal coordinates go to the time when he was already dead? Shouldn't they have gone to the time where he was when he sent the distress signal, when he was still alive? Yeah, I'm just confused. But that's kind of sad. Ooh, I can sit at the temporal panel here. So yeah, that's very, very interesting episode here. A lot of time manipulation going on, but it did tie in with I really, really liked how it ties in with the TNG episode. That was one of my favorite episodes in TNG, as one of the more lighthearted episodes anyway, I guess. So yeah, that's cool. That does seem to flow nicely into that episode, because they did find it on Risa, and it did make sense how they hid it. So I do like that. I'm a little bit more confused about the temporal Cold War side of it, because I don't know much about that species, the Nakul, and I don't know much about the temporal Cold War from Enterprise. So I really need to look up the lore on that. But all in all, a very good episode. I'm kind of curious how... I'm still a little bit surprised that we were able to recover the Tox Utat so fast. I was thinking that'd be a longer story arc, but maybe not. Maybe they have other plans for what's going to be happening. But we did recover it and then took it back to Risa to be hidden. Just like what was supposed to happen in the timeline, to keep everything... Yeah, to keep everything, exactly as it should be. There's Nakul. So interesting episode. So let's take a look at rewards. Since I did complete it, let's go over here. I still got this annoying bug on my cursor here, but Stormbound. This is a sad day for the Federation. We failed to save the Nakul system, and our friend from the future, Caldano, is dead. Yeah, that's kind of sad. I guess I don't know, he might have had a happy life back in the past, but he was stuck there for the remainder of his days. I know you did everything you could. Sometimes, especially when we venture into time travel, things must play out a certain way. So at least the timeline has been preserved. Yep. Captain Picard can now find the Taxutat on Risa in the 24th century. Still, let us mourn for Caldano and the Nakul. Yep. Alright, so we get our featured episode bonus pack with the spec point. We get 720 dilithium. And here we go, the quantum phase deflector. Let's definitely claim this. This other reward here is just a regular old generic emitter array console, so don't need to bother with that. Alright, there we go. And here is the deflector. And what I've been wanting to do is to get info on this so I can see the set bonuses. So there's a deflector. To build up this set, you need the deflector, shield, and impulse engines. Let me go back up here. What is... Oh, okay. So these are the bonuses on the actual item. You get shield emitters for shield healing, pretty nice. Shield hit points, pretty good. Flow cap, very good. Power insulators, a little bit meh. I've never noticed much of a difference from power insulators, but you know, to each his own. You may find it good. Alright, so the set bonuses. The 2-piece set bonus is shield frequency cycling, plus 17.8 maximum shield capacity, and reduces all energy damage to shields by 7.5. Not bad at all. That's pretty good tanking survivability item. Or a set bonus, I mean. And a set 3 bonus is energy weapon entanglement. 2-minute recharge. Firing energy weapons for 12 seconds triggers quantum entanglement between self and foe. To self, 5% energy weapon damage for 12 seconds. 10 stacks? Wow. And to foe -5 for 12 seconds, 10 stacks. So it has a 2-minute recharge and it lasts for 12 seconds. Skills that affect this ability, flow cap. Interesting, interesting. But that's 10 stacks. If you could get 10, is it every shot then? So if you have, 8 beams, you could stack it up very quickly. Is that how it works? We'll have to definitely, 3 weeks from now when the final piece of the episode comes out, I will have to test this out, definitely. That has, that looks like it could be a very nice set 3 bonus. A nice big burst of, 50%. It is only energy weapon damage. It's not all damage, so it's probably not as impressive. But still, an interesting ability. Okay. Well, that is the featured episode, everyone. Stormbound. And that is the new space set you can get from it. There are 3 pieces to the set, and those were the set bonuses. All in all, I did enjoy this episode. It didn't have a lot of combat, honestly. It just had a few space combats with the Tholians, and then the really cool part was that you actually get to board a Tholian ship and see the interior, which I thought was very neat. I liked that a lot. And then you fought the Tholians throughout there. So pretty light on the combat, but not too bad. I did like I really, really liked how it tied in with the TNG episode. That seemed to flow really well with, with how these episodes are going. It flowed right into the hiding of the Taxotat in the past, and that feeds right into the Next Generation episode, and it didn't feel contrived at all. It felt, it felt like a good, like the plot flowed well, and, that would be a natural consequence of, how the events occurred, that, natural consequence that the Taxotat ended up in the past, and then Picard would find it. And So I really liked that part of it. The end of me was a little bit confusing. The whole, all of a sudden, Caldano fell into a time warp, and then he was lost in the way distant past, and then died there, and then his ship was sent to the future, but it didn't really explain how it got there. And then the whole temporal Cold War thing. That was a little bit confusing to me, but I think that's kind of the lead-in then to where the next episode is going to be going, because this kind of wraps up the plot with the Toxic Tat. So the next episode will probably be maybe something with a temporal Cold War or something along those lines. But very interesting. I did like the episode, and I do need to brush up on my temporal Cold War lore, because I am just not very knowledgeable on Enterprise as a series at all. So I will have to definitely do that, especially because it seems like the next episode will be dealing with the temporal Cold War. And I did hope you enjoyed the demo of some of the new kits, the new Agony rifle. I did like the damage output of the rifle, and the primary fire seemed very good. The secondary fire is a nice little crowd control, but I think it could be very trollish if you use it on an actual STF. I think that'd be more for like solo missions, and you need some crowd control, which would be very good for that. I did like the new kit, the new ground kit with the I'm trying to remember the name of it here, Metaphasic Rejuvenation. That it did revive my bridge officers, and it's on a minute cooldown, so that's a pretty nice ability, honestly. Even on an STF, if someone gets knocked down, you can cast that and revive them back up very quickly. So nice little ability there. I think I will keep that on my kit for now. And yeah, I did enjoy having Mira Leeta along. That was pretty fun, although I guess she spent most of the time in an environment suit. But I did really like the trip to Risa as well. That was a lot of fun. In the episode, it was just a small map, but it was neat to see Risa before it was, became a tourist trap, and, it was raining there. That was kind of a cool effect. I like that. That was a nice little touch. So all in all, very good episode, and pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the new kit modules. The Leeta bridge officer was very good. I think the only thing is, I don't know that I'll continue using the Agony rifle out of some, just some specific niche circumstances. It's a very, very circumstantial, conditional, type weapon. It has uses in certain situations, but not a general use weapon, I guess. I would just much rather stick to my good old trusty anti-proton split beam, or like a full auto rifle. But I will say the new trait system, I very much enjoyed having all of these traits. That was a big improvement, and just so much better. Thank you very much, Cryptic, for the new trait system. I actually like being able to make use of all those ground traits that have been sitting there for so long, and I never slotted them because it was just too much of a pain to do all the time. Alright everyone, well thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed the new episode, and the new trait system is great, and so yeah, a lot of positive improvements in the game, honestly. The last couple weeks I've seen some very substantial patches. The new episodes, all of the episodes recently have been quite good. And yeah, so Cryptic, keep up the good work. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.